how to not lose yourself while loving others. Now, love has been twisted. There's no right or wrong. But so many people are loving in a way that is wrong for them, that is out of balance, that is out of alignment. If you watched my last video, I talked about me going through the process of losing myself to others' opinions, to others' projections, and because I did care about those people, I wanted to keep them comfortable. And comfortable is the killer. Now, that is what so many people get wrong about love, is they think love means comfort. If you know me, yeah, you know that is not how I show my love by any means. If I actually truly care about you and we're close and we have a relationship like that, you best believe I'm gonna be on you. I'm gonna hold you to a whole nother standard no one else holds you to. Because that means I love you and I see what is within you and I won't accept anything else. A lot of other people take love as, I need to keep this person comfortable, I need to keep them safe. Love can come in all forms depending the timing. And I'll give you a key to actually understand the balance of all of this so you don't lose yourself in it, because there is a wide range of how love can be expressed in every single way across the board depending the situation. How do you know what to express within that situation? It's not a direct answer for every possible situation you will come across in the world, because that's just not how it works, and that's not how these conversations work with me and you. But grow a relationship with yourself. Begin to love yourself. And as you begin to love yourself more and more and build that self-respect, that self-love, I want you to be aware of what that actually looks like. Self-love, if we're doing it how a lot of other people do it, around comfort, making people feel like everything is warm and cuddly and okay all the time. Yeah. Self-love looks like locking in your diet, not eating that Oreo, when that could be the comfort food, that could be the comfortable thing. But that isn't love. That isn't showing up for yourself and giving yourself love. That is an example right there. And as you begin to love yourself more, you almost realize it means more discipline. Because discipline is the ultimate form of self-love. And with that discipline, if you have self-discipline and you begin to show up for yourself, you begin to build this self-love, you have so much more love to give to other people. And out of that discipline, out of having boundaries and self-respect within yourself, you can create boundaries with others, and you will not lose yourself in loving others. The problem is never other people. The problem is never outside of yourself. But what does that trigger within yourself that needs to be fine-tuned? Discipline is the ultimate form of self-love, absolutely. It's not that you care too much about other people. Look at Jesus, for example. Jesus felt, there's an ant on my leg. Jesus felt all of the suffering, all of the pain of everyone around him, and cared so deeply about them, so deeply, that he wept and cried for them, that his heart broke for them. So caring is not your problem. Being empathic is not the problem. Wanting to serve is far from the problem. That is beautiful. But if you have no discipline within yourself, you have no self-love, in those moments of service, in those moments of feeling for someone, you will lose yourself in it for different reasons. Because you don't give it to yourself, that you need to look elsewhere to receive it. That you need to look outside of yourself to receive that love. But when you can actually give someone, that love is out of true abundance and true love within here. But if I am giving to receive that love, to receive something in return, I'm not truly giving. There's so many branches off of this tree of self-love, of loving others. But what we've covered, the main point I want to stick with you as of now is discipline is the ultimate form of self-love. As you create discipline within yourself and you begin to love yourself and act in accordance with that self-love, self-respect, you create boundaries for yourself, a standard of life. And when you go to love other people, you can create those boundaries in a healthy manner because you bring that energy forward truly from yourself. A word I just used, standard. We briefly talked about this. If you're in my life and you know me, you know I hold the people closest to me to the highest standard. And that can hurt sometimes. That can be hard. You might even hate me for doing that at times, but that is me holding you accountable. That is me saying, yo, I see you. And for your sake, around me, I can't force you to do anything, but around me, I won't accept anything else from you. And a lot of people aren't ready for that type of love. And that's why your love will be truly given and expressed fully in a meaningful relationship like that with very few people to that level. That's why your circle will be small, because not many people can receive that type of true love. Not the type of love that says everything's fine and blah 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 just to make that person comfortable, but the type of love that looks at you and says, wake up. What are you doing? How long are you gonna wait? Why are you doing this to yourself? You're playing the game small. You're playing the game so small right now. At what point are you gonna get over yourself? Are you gonna let the past be the past and you're gonna actually believe in yourself? Are you gonna have some self-respect? You're gonna carry yourself with some freaking integrity in life? At what point? And if you're not willing to do that, I'm not willing to continue this relationship with you. Sit with that one. And if you're not willing to do that, I'm not willing to continue this relationship with you. Oof, so. So hard when you care about people so deeply. So hard. But that is love. That is love. If they will not show up for themselves, and they continue repeating the same cycles over and over again, and you continue to allow it, and you continue to accept that, you are part of the problem. Real. You are part of the problem. You are allowing that freely. You're granting permission to that. And you're validating it over and over again. And if you care about someone, I've had to do this with people I care about so much, that I love like brothers. But if you actually care about them, you won't allow them to show up any other way. And if they're not willing to, goodbye, respectfully, out of love. This is all out of love. Because I'm not gonna do that to myself. Because I know what comes with that. What comes with that, with them disrespecting themselves, with them not loving themselves, I know it's going to be projected onto me, and I know it's going to try to drag me down, and I'm not putting myself around that energy because I have discipline within myself. I have self-respect. I have self-love. I have boundaries. Guys, don't you see? It's just a projection, what is here to out here, all of it. So if you want to love others deeper, love yourself first. Show up for yourself first. And the rest will get easier. If you are someone like me who truly struggled with loving others and just getting so drained, and I thought that was love. I thought if I don't care, I'm heartless. But it's not like that. You care. But that doesn't mean you lose yourself in these other people. You show up as the truest version of yourself. And if they can accept that and they can align with that, boom. They don't love themselves, they're not going to be able to love you in a healthy way. They might be able to show it in a way, but there's always this weak foundation where it just falls through. They're loving you out of attachment. They're loving you out of lack, out of need. To be seen, to be supported, to validate their ego, to validate they are enough, to love them because they can't give that to themselves. And if you're that person, show up for yourself. And if you have a lot of people like this in your life, you got to have a real conversation with them. And it's so much easier than you think. And if they don't understand this when you have this conversation, they're not actually your friend. But if they understand it, when you sit down and you say, hey, I love you so much, but I'm not willing to surround myself with this energy moving forward. If you continue to treat yourself like this, I am not willing to be around that. I've been the best friend I can be. I've gave you as much love as I can, but I will not lose myself in serving you. And if they can't understand that, they're not actually your friend to begin with. If they try to flip it on you, like, what kind of friend are you, blah, 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 goodbye. You gotta protect this. First within yourself, and everything else, all of your relationships will come into place. Self-discipline is the ultimate form of love. Give that to yourself. This is a banger. If you listen to this, let's go. That is some self-love. We're building. Every day we're building. Stay tuned. You guys get 100 days of this. 100 days. Don't miss out. Self-love. Here we go. Lock in.